That's not how that works.
We're live. Welcome in,
What?
everybody.
How did it go so fast?
How we doing?
You didn't even have the thing on.
You did have the thing on.
You didn't have the thing on.
I just did.
I
did it. I was streaming.
But you didn't have the thing on.
I always have the thing on.
Well, I mean,
Truthfully.
okay.
What's going on, everybody?
Hello? Hello?
Jason, what size texture paste is that?
This is coarse.
Okay. And you're just finding little splotches?
I'm just doing little splotches. Like just little shapy shapes. You can go around here and you can be like, look, there's a spot for a splotch. Where might you see some outlying bigger rocks?
Danger Boy, what's going on? Zilfer.
Throw it on there.
Nice.
I'm using gray. You don't have to change colors, but, you know, whatever.
Because you go back and paint over this?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't treat the... It's funny, you know, I make the texture paste in all the different colors, but I don't ever really treat any of them, you know, for the color they are. I never plan to use gray and leave it gray.
Yeah.
That's just not what happens.
Right. I guess it's mainly for someone who doesn't want to paint it.
Yeah.
In the end.
Because it is painted. You
Yeah.
know, you hit it with a matte varnish, it's already painted. You can just put this down and dry brush it, and you'd have gray plus whatever, because it's our same pro-acryl paint that gives it its pigmentation.
Right.
So.
Wirehead, Lumberjack, Paint Liquor, Scorched Earth, Captain Schmo,
No.
Sarcastic Grandpa, what's going on, everybody? Plum Crunchy, Paint Liquor. Let me get my little sound box. Thank you so much for that sub. 46 months.
46 months.
It's a long time.
Holy buckets.
Captain Schmo, you're on a 115 stream streak.
What?
There's a lot going on.
It's a lot. That's a lot of putting up with us. I don't know how you do it. I can't put up with us for that long.
Vanguard to Mighty. That's going to look real good with a goblin green base.
It is. And I will. It'll happen.
James is asking, are the brushes being made in the U.S. or the handles? Cool either way.
The brush heads are all German made. We do not have a master brush maker on staff, right? So we're doing all of the dowel work from raw handle to painting to printing to crimping the brush head to the handle and all of that.
Right.
We're doing all that internally. So, yeah. Yeah, that's what's happening. That's how we do. That's how it'll work.
What are you looking at over there?
The base.
What are you thinking?
Hey, I'm thinking that maybe I need a little bit so it doesn't look like all of it is just around the outside. I don't know why, but it bugs me. Because, you know, it's easy to just do it around the outside of the miniature because that's the easy part to get to.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, but then it isn't really randomized. It makes it look like there's a lot of intent on it just being around the rim. So I need to put some on the inside here to give that texture more randomization. I do believe. That's pretty good. That's probably all I need. That's fine. It's fine. That's fine.
Ben Scar says, Jason, my daughters have been running around all weekend saying fisters.
Fisters!
Throwing a fist in the air.
Fisters!
I'm still grumpy today for no reason. Good reason. Lumberjack, I'm so sorry.
You're grumpy today, Chris?
No, that's what Lumberjack said.
Why you grumpy?
Why are you grumpy, Tim?
Why are you grumpy, Tim?
He says for no good reason. You know why I'm grumpy?
Because Chris is always grumpy.
That's false. And actually one of my biggest pet peeves is when people say that out loud.
He will literally be like if you want to get Chris's goat, chat. I've told you this before, but I don't know how many of you remember. If you want to get Chris's goat, you just say, "Hey, Chris." And Chris goes, "Hey, what?"
I don't like it. Lumberjack, I hear you. Sometimes you have those days. I get it. Okay, so you're going to snow.
Snow, because it's the ultra fine.
Okay.
It's like it's like
Can you bring that up a little bit?
no. Wow, you can see it. It's right there.
I'd like it right here.
It's literally right there, Chris.
That's great. Thank you.
It's right where you need it. It's like what's that marshmallow paste that you put with your peanut butter sandwich?
What's that called? Somebody will mention it. Marshall Stout, what's going on? I know what you're something puff.
Oh, it is something puff.
Something puff. What is that, chat? Jet puff.
Jet
puff.
Yeah, something like jet puff.
Fluffer nutter.
Fluffer nutter.
Fluff. Marshmallow fluff.
Marshmallow fluff. It is fluff. It's just fluff.
Jet puff.
Jet puff fluff.
Jet puff. I wonder why it's called jet puff.
Because it was made back in the day when they needed to make it seem like it was the Jetsons.
Oh.
It was all modern use of technology taking over our food.
Suter Bear says, Jason doing a green rim? Who are you and what has Chris done with Fuse? I didn't actually mention this. It was all you, chat.
Yeah, that is true. He does have...
I didn't mention
He does have grounds to stand on this one because I superseded him giving me grief about it by just saying yes.
I didn't even mention it.
We all know how he is. He'd be like, you know what you should do? You know the only thing that would make this better, Jason? And I would go, what, Chris? Who I trust implicitly and know would never steer me wrong, right. Especially not live on stream in front of our friends.
Yeah.
And you know what Chris says?
What's that?
Why don't you paint that rim green?
I actually didn't. So let the record show. It's not on Avad.
You know what would make it even better? And I go, what, Chris, whom I implicitly trust with my life, oh great friend of mine, what would make it better? A touch of bronze.
Well, that's different. That's just a philosophy. That's more of a spiritual thing.
It's more of a spiritual thing.
The touch of bronze is not there for the bronze. It's there for the bronze. Get you into a state of mind, you know? Now, why are you doing the white?
So what the snow does...
Why do you do the white?
Well, the snow is just our ultrafine texture. So it has very little texture to it. And it allows me to put it over the wood chips to kind of seal them for the paint layer.
Yeah.
And to smooth out a little bit of the texture that's on them, right? Yeah. So it doesn't look quite as wood bark, mulch bark.
Yeah.
And is a great way to just kind of, you could use white glue. Usually you want to do something to seal the wood because wood is very porous.
Oh, that's a good point.
And it will eat up a ton of your paint if you don't put something thicker on it. So Mod Podge, just standard Elmer's white glue with a little bit of water you can do this with. But I really like our snow basing paste. It makes it look very good. And I just want to make sure that I don't leave too many.
Doomsday Sprocket said I took the right day off. Nice.
Took the bad day to stop sniffing glue.
So the snow just seals it all in.
Yeah, because it's an acrylic, so it will do the number. It'll do the job of making it to where the grain is sealed a little bit, and the paint won't soak in as bad, and because the texture paste is so thick.
Yeah.
You don't use as much as you would with a thin painting on the wood.
Right.
You know how you'd put a coat of paint on it, and then the coat of paint would turn into wood color plus paint. And then you put another coat, and it would soak up less, and then less, and then less, and eventually you'd get the color you were looking to do, but you'd eat up a lot of paint along the way doing it. So this is just a good way to avoid some of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Because you save so much texture paste with our revolutionary paste in a tube, you have so much more that you can stand to use for simple little tricks like this, Chris.
That's true.
You don't have to feel bad about using it as a sealer.
Can you come
No, I
down
won't.
A little bit?
I shan't.
I am capturing this bit.
I shan't.
Ooh. And then how long do you like for this kind of stuff to dry?
5 days.
And Rocco's great segue question. When you use the snow basing paste as actual snow, where should I use the ultra fine snow versus the thicker snow?
We don't have a thicker snow.
Now, are you talking about ultra fine compared to extra fine? I think that's maybe what you're talking
We
about.
have concrete and snow.
Concrete's extra fine.
Concrete has more grit to it. Snow is the smoothest.
Yeah.
You could use the concrete as snow, but I don't know that I've done that. You could. You wouldn't use any of the other ones as snow because they have more of a rocky appearance, right? Can you get me the airbrush on, please?
Yeah.
But we don't make a thicker snow. Our snow is very thin, though. So if you were going to do like a layered snow and you had another product that was giving you a thicker snow feel, then I would put ours on at around the edges and over the top of the thicker. Differently than what we've done here with the rocks, right? Because we did the smoother rock first and the heavier rock over the top of it. With the snow, I would do it the opposite. I'd put the thicker snow down, and then I would use the thinner snow as the kind of melt around the edges, if you want to call it that. Yeah. Defresh, that's what the snow is.
You're just drying this off right
now. Yeah, I'm just drying, helping it quick dry a little bit. I would like to not have to wait for it.
Right. What's going on, El?
This stuff does not, the air over it doesn't dry it near as quick as regular paint, so we might be here a while. Yeah, it's a fine snow. So if you had a thicker snow, put the thicker snow down. Use ours around the edges where it would be like the melt and the runoff and the thinner spots for sure. Ours is meant to be able to do the detail of small patches of snow, not like a big snow base. Right? Ours is such that you can paint it on the Mini and have it look like snow accumulating on the shoulders or the head of a Mini and feel right. Whereas the thicker snow doesn't do that very well. Scorched Earth, that is awesome. Welcome. Thank you for taking part. Avian says, how dare you not talk to us, Chris?
No,
he's been talking to you.
No, I muted myself when I was getting my tape out and then turning the air compressor on.
Christopher, the people need you.
Me?
They want you. They need you.
They want me 50% of the time.
It's about fair.
A Swifter Bear says, hopefully not an offensive question, never. Do you guys have a conversion list from GW to Pro Acryl equivalent paints? No. We typically just look at the colors and then answer it. Right, Jason?
Yeah, I don't, but there are good apps out there. The Paint Rack app is really good.
Yeah.
It will show you colors from a line, right? So I always tell people use the Paint Rack app. It's on both Android and iOS. And so you can get a really good head of steam using that. It has all sorts of other lines too. So I feel like that's one of your best resources if you're looking at tutorials, and that way you don't have to worry about what paint the person's using. And you can get a close proximity in all the lines, right? So if you see something you like, but it's a color we don't make, and you don't have access to the color they use, and that's a good reference to see what colors you have access to in your local neighborhood, or, you know, however you purchase your paints, and see that you can find a color close, right? I'm a fan of that.
K Shorty says, I have a question. I was entertaining buying Noosh, but what the heck do I use it for?
Dessert.
Noosh? I wouldn't eat it.
I put it in my brownies. Noosh is a subtractive weathering medium. So the point of it is that you mix color with it, and then you get a filter color, much like you would with an oil. So if you've ever used oil washes or oil filters, it's meant to be the acrylic, water-based, non-toxic version of that.
Oh, okay.
And so you put paint into it to get the color you want, put the paint on the model, and then subtract it. You remove the paint from the model, and by removing the paint from the model, that's how you get the effect. So unlike all the paints that you're used to, where the effect is done by applying it to the model, Noosh the effect is achieved by removing it from the model. And the streaking you get from wiping it off, or blotting it off, or sponging it off, and all that is what you're looking for. Your intent is not to leave Noosh a lot on the model. It's to put a lot on, take a lot off, and have what's left be the effect. If that's making sense to you. All right, we'll do the rest of, while that's drying, we'll finish up the steel on the back. We've still got some other chips we need to highlight as well, but we'll do the steel stuff first.
Nice. And if you all aren't aware, today is a giveaway day.
What?
So if you've been seeing that
wait,
little,
that
that little thing come up.
Wait, back up. I thought we
Yes.
were done giving stuff away.
No, we are still
Chris,
pounding
do you understand
forward.
how business works?
I do. I was told that, Chris, this is the year of the giveaway, and you are responsible for having a giveaway every week. And I said, okay. And now we're here.
Oh, man. Was I drunk when I said this to you?
You might have been.
Okay.
Mudeeb, 5 months. Thank you so much for that sub. Who goes there? Nobody is here.
I don't drink, so I don't really have a good excuse for why this is the year of the giveaway. It just seemed like a good idea one day.
That's right.
And now Chris is giving away everything.
Yes.
And I question my
I'm actually very excited about today's
whole
giveaway.
thing. I love it. Well, I'm excited about it?
I am.
Oh, what are we giving away?
We'll tell you later.
Oh, no.
We'll keep
You're
it.
going to hide it from people?
Maybe.
Why would you do that?
I wanted to segue it, but I could tell you now. Do we want to know this early? It's only 2:21.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe not. I mean, whatever. Whatever.
It's funny, Lumberjack, because now technically I could do the giveaway right now, but we typically let people come in to stream. People get off work. When is daylight savings? Is that next week? Daylight savings.
You keep talking
next
about
week?
it like I care. Like
I know
have
you
that,
don't,
Chris.
but people they're going to be. Chris is the stingiest giveaway person you have. What?
How is that possible? He gives
Mo?
everything away. What are you talking about?
What do you mean, Mo?
I guarantee the stingiest giveaway person we have is Jen.
And she means well. She's just trying to keep us afloat.
Jen understands how business works. She knows you can't give it all away.
Mo says Jen doesn't count. Hey, Elle, thank you so much.
No.
Elle's just given some community subs. Elle Fire Spray.
Hellfire spray.
We're so excited to have a great time at Adepticon with you.
I'm ready to die with you and for you, El. I got you.
Elle, you should put something in our case, too. For the MAA Cup Teaser Challenge.
Christopher, what might somebody win in the Cup Teaser Challenge?
There's going to be so many awards. I think it is going to be based on what the judges feel in the moment. That's a big one. We have all of these prizes that the judges are able to give away this year.
I'm really excited.
And there's
see
a
what
lot.
fun stuff they come up with.
So if you guys think, oh, I have no chance, I would beg to differ because this year is the party version of next year. And next year's going to be even bigger party, but this one is a big one.
There could be a prize for like best fish.
I might give away something.
He will give away something.
Jason's going to give some stuff away. We're all going to give stuff away. Elle, great segue. Elle, look at you with that question right there. Hit that link. That tells you all of that stuff. It tells you how to submit, what you can bring, who's judging. It's going to be great. Lucas Zaba, Christoph Kobolchek. I pronounced that right, correct?
I think you nailed it.
Dan Osborne, Vince Ventrella, and Jason, and Mally, our very own Mally Anderson. It's going to be great. And also, if you look at that link that I just posted for the Minis of Celebration, if you cannot go, Base Layer is hosting the same challenge version. That's where we're hosting it. So go check that out, too. And you can submit there as well if you can't make Adepticon. Because we know everybody can't make it, so we wanted to give an online version of it. So go check out Base Layer, too.
I don't know why they can't make it, Chris. I don't understand.
I know. It is a reality for some people, but we want to make sure you feel included. But yes, if you're not familiar with Base Layer is a social media platform for posting your minis, looking at other people's art. It's really cool. So go check it out. Lumberjack, I'm going to start only showing up on the giveaway days. It seems like people who are here every day never get called. No, that's false, Lumberjack. Doghouse got picked last week.
I was gonna say Doghouse.
Doghouse is here every day. Brent got picked. Actually, it's the opposite. Typically, the people who are here are the ones that get picked.
Nobody can get mad because in all the years, this is year 10 of us doing this, and I have never won anything.
I don't know if that's how that works.
I've never won anything. That's exactly how they work. I've never won anything. So you can't feel bad, Tim. Not allowed. 10 years, no win. That's my thing. That's my badge to bear.
You're in. I saw your entry.
Who?
Tim. Tim's in there.
Tim's in there.
I take care of my sick mom full time, so I'm not able to go. Going to Gen Con is def on my bucket list. Scorched Earth. I'm so glad you're doing that.
Good on you.
Go submit on the base layer one.
Yeah, go do the base layer thing. Why we do that and make it available so that it doesn't feel too exclusive to the show, because we definitely know not everybody can go. It's tough to get away, especially for like
it's a
whole week on and travel for nerd stuff. Sometimes it's not the easiest thing in the world.
It's expensive to travel. We get it.
To travel.
Mo says, Jason, you didn't win stuff, but we have sent
Wait,
stuff.
before you finish and before I look at chat, if it has anything to do with you win every day because you get to hang out with Chris and chat,
no,
I'm done.
No, that's definitely. Mo says, Jason, you didn't, in quotes, win stuff, but we have sent you stuff. That's true. You've sent us money for the product that we deliver you.
Mo has actually sent really fun stuff.
That's true. Mo, yes, you do. You can go use the restroom. Fiendish Fairy.
I love that on giveaway day, people are like, can I go poop?
Typically, I'll give you guys a 5-minute warning. I've been doing that. Fiendish Fairy says, what ratio of metallic medium to paint do you recommend?
Depends. Brighter colors don't need quite as much. Darker colors need a lot. So, you know, and if you're using something like the transparents, you don't need as much color. But that's kind of the rule of thumb. Darker colors are going to need more. Brighter colors may not. But that is all kind of up to you and how metallic you want the color to be, right? I say brighter colors need less because they're gonna feel like they have more shine just because they're brighter colors. But if it doesn't work for you, add more. I typically start about 2 to 1 metallic medium to paint if you want just a good guideline to begin mixing from, and then do it till you're comfortable with it or till you really like it. Add more or less.
Ortho, I have IBS. Can I get a 10-minute warning? I can't help you there. I have to keep it fair for all, but I hear you, and I'm sorry you have to deal with your IBS. Assuming that you're making a serious accusation here. Yes, Count Zero. If you're curious on, hey, if you are in the giveaway, hit that same link. If it comes up and you cannot submit again, that means you're already in. But yeah, you can double hit that link, and that's what will show you if you're in. Hey, Richie, thank you so much for those gifted subs. If you got any subs from Richie or L today, send them some thumbs up, some hearts, some hugs, and handies. These ones.
Thank you for those.
Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. We really appreciate that.
Best community ever.
Yes, what is it called? Swifter Bear, it's called Base Layer. And like I said, hit this link right here. At the bottom, it gives you all the details. So go to the bottom of that page, and it'll tell you everything you need to know, Swifter Bear. This also has a link directly to it as well. Yes, I did. I did say handies because
Hugs and handies.
that's what this
We have the emotes for it.
emoji is for. Do what you will with that.
It's been there forever. That is one of the old Slow Fuse Gaming things. I don't know that we've ever redone our emotes.
No,
they've been the same for like 10 years.
They live and die with the channel. Nice. Artist Bowtie says, just tuned in, first time chat, welcome in. Where
Hello,
did you
welcome.
get the Psycho Warrior model?
Dun, dun, dun! Fisters! Where did we get it?
Where did you get it?
From the people that do the show. What are they called?
I forget. Flash Kits? Flash Kits.
Flash Kits. They actually made a deal.
Solitaire, what's going on?
They made a limited run of these guys, and it is from them. Star Defender from the Fisters. But I think Star Defenders are that thing. So yeah, it has like actually a really good presentation. It's funny because you can tell they're not a product company because they didn't have their name anywhere on it. It doesn't say Flash Kits anywhere. There was not a card in it. There was nothing. It was just a limited run that these guys did because they have a love of it, and that's it. It came in a really cool box, with laser cut foam.
Yeah.
Really neat presentation. It was heavy. It's a really well-made model.
Hey,
they made some that were painted, and then they did make a line of just gray ones that were not painted. But those were gone by the time I found out about them. So I got a painted one, and then we just primed over it. So this was the red and blue guy.
He looks great.
Fisters!
He's great. Hey, Malev, what's going on? Hey, Wirehead. Thank you so much for that.
Who does number 2 work for?
Sisters. Huh?
Got a gold tooth.
Is it tooth or teeth?
It's tooth. Teeth would be plural, and that's only one, Chris. That's how that works. That's how that worked, Chris. We'll do some more chipping while that continues to dry. What did I use? Did I use bismuth? I think I used bismuth, right?
Yeah. And you do not need to do exclamation mark giveaway. All you have to do is hit that link where it says the year of the giveaway and fill out the information, and you'll be thrown into a pool.
What?
So, well,
how mean. My dad granddad taught me how to swim that way.
Bismuth, says Spitfire. It was bismuth.
That's how I learned to swim. My granddad threw me into a pool.
Bismuth yellow. Yes. Bismuth, or is it bismath?
Yes.
Is it bismuth?
It's bismuth.
Man, I just work here, Spitfire. I don't know what you want from me. Bismuth?
More, Chris, more.
What are you spraying? Varnish? No, he was spraying just cold air to dry up the...
Yeah, the texture on the base. We put the bigger, coarse texture on the base earlier. I was just speeding it up.
Malev says, Bismuth is my favorite Star Wars character. Bismuth.
What?
That's silly. Lev says Bismuth is my favorite Star Wars character.
That's not a thing.
Who's your favorite Star Wars character, Jason?
I don't have one.
Mine's the Sarlacc pit.
Yours is literally the Sarlacc pit. All right, do I have to pick one?
The only line it has is a burp.
What would be my favorite Star Wars character? I'm not a Star Wars fan.
Pizza the Hut. That's mine.
So what would mine be?
Malev says mine is the teeth of the Sarlacc pit. It's funny. I'll give you that one. The Sarlacc pit's great. I'm just saying, let's get Jabba's crew. Where's my Sarlacc pit? Dallas, I know you're out there lurking probably. Give me my Sarlacc pit. I don't have time anymore, chat. I'm a hot little potato.
What?
I mean business.
What
I don't
does
know
that
if
even
you all...
mean?
I mean bismuth.
Okay, that's funny.
Oh!
Okay, that's kind of funny.
I mean bismuth, chat. I mean bismuth.
Can you pop in close?
I guess so.
Thank you. Producer man.
Son of a...
Producer boy, do your job. The
Yeah,
fisters
I
demand
can
it.
Pop in close, you little. Welcome in, everybody. We're so glad you're here. It is a giveaway day today. Jason, what are we giving away?
You haven't told me.
Jason, what are we giving away?
We're giving away some of Chris's models.
No.
All of Chris's trees and
No.
hobbits.
False. Incorrect.
I'm going to send them to the winner.
If you do that, they'll be hell to pay. I don't have hobbits, actually, Jason.
They were here.
No, I don't have hobbits. I haven't painted hobbits.
Yeah, your Blood Bowl team.
Oh, those are halflings. They're not hobbits.
So, all right, nerd.
Well, technically, those are halflings, and that's not a copyrighted term.
This is
No, I would like to give away 3 of our texture tubes in honor of Jason doing this basing. So we are giving away each of the grits that Jason has been using, right? So he started with the brown fine, right? I have my list.
Okay.
He started with the brown fine, then
Gray
he moved
coarse.
up to the gray coarse, and then he did snow so that you can have the full gamut. And I'm telling you guys, these things are going to last you forever. So that's what we're giving away today, Jason. There you go.
Do they get a brush to put it on with?
Sure. You want to up the ante?
Yeah.
What do you want to give them?
Give them a Dauntless 6.
A Dauntless...
Or I think a 5.
Dauntless 5.
Give them a Dauntless 5.
To get it on, scoop it on there.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what you're getting today, chat. And now you can base just like Jason.
And
There you go.
I'm going to throw in, because it'll piss Chris off,
No, I don't care.
I'm going to throw in
What are you doing?
a random, unlabeled one-step color.
Oh! I don't have to deal with it. That's great. That's so fun. Wow.
So one lucky winner will
That's
get,
a big one.
We'll get a random one-step color.
Yikes. Wow.
You'll get some texture paints and some random one-step color. I'll let Ruben pick it. One of the production people will pick what color you get.
There you go.
There you go. That's it. That's how this today is going to go.
It's going to be bronze.
It'll be
That's
bronze.
Commando Ken. I hope it's bronze.
A touch of bronze. It won't be bronze. There isn't a bronze one.
And like I said, you've got to be here, and you got to be quick, chat. We move pretty quick now. We tried the 2 minutes. That didn't work at all, so it goes quick. If you're not here and you don't say something, we're moving on.
The 2 minutes worked. It's just too many people bitched about it.
Well, and also, every week it increases. So we have a lot of you in there. So make sure you're around. I'll give you the 5-minute warning on when we're going to do it. And there you go. That Chai Cat says, do you have any advice for brush painting rocks? I've I've only ever base coated and dry brushed, but I want to try more painterly approach.
Yeah, I'll show you on these. We'll do some of that today, as a matter of
Great
fact.
segue into my basing video that we're going to make you, Chai Cat. Jason's going to painterly paint.
I will not be dry brushing.
What does that term mean, Jason?
What?
When I see the term painterly in model painting specifically, what does that mean?
To everybody, it's going to mean something differently. I think for me, it means that we're seeing a little bit more creative use of brushstroke. You're doing things that would be typically the kind of stuff that you would see on canvas.
Oh, okay. So
right?
Just more, I don't want to say classic, but not as...
Well, it's just a little bit more of your traditional artistic method of applying paint, I think is the fair way to put it.
I see. Okay.
Right, but it's going to mean something different to everybody. I tend to think that people will see something and start thinking to term it painterly when it has more of a visual definition of cool brushstroke, unique, like when you stipple is more painterly than just slapping paint on, right? Because you do base coats and then you can get more painterly with your use of color too, though, so it doesn't always have to be. But I think it's a very subjective term.
Right. Okay. Oh, let's go back up here to Richard, Nordic Viking. Hi, guys. First time chat. I just wanted to thank you all, and especially you, Jason and Mally. I have watched almost every video guys have, and I've talked a lot with Mally over here in the EU.
Awesome.
My painting skills have really gone up since I've thrown out the other paints and only run your paints.
Fantastic.
You can ask Mally himself. He asked me if everything I ordered was only for me, and it was. So I wanted to say thank you for everything. You guys are the best.
Hey, thank you.
That's great.
Thank you for your support. That means the world, and we're just glad that we can have even the smallest iota of influence in having you have more fun painting. That's awesome. Thank you. Love it.
Nameless, he's not necessarily talking about quartz over. You're going to paint these rocks like quartz? No, just like normal rocks.
Just rocks. Just your average, everyday, normal rock. Nothing fancy.
Mo says, Chris, have you reached the age where you can poop and lose a pant size yet? Mo, that's very
personal question.
Descriptive of you.
It's a very personal question.
And the answer is potentially. That Chai Cat says, yeah, I think more like canvas painting where it's less blended and embraces brushstrokes more. But yeah, I can't really think of a way to define it. I think that's kind of the whole point, right?
It's very, it just makes you think of what you've seen in the art world and other places that you define. I think the reality is that a lot of us, we don't necessarily look at miniature painting with that eye. And so it stands out abruptly when you see something that is more painterly.
Yeah.
Right? When somebody's taken the time to really do things that are traditionally really only seen in canvas painting and things like that. So
Stan says, question about the challenge.
Yeah.
My two chosen colors are black and red. However, there's a small section that I will be pure red. Can I paint white underneath to make the red cover easier, or does that fall under giving the red a different effect versus painting it?
Yep, two colors.
Two colors. That's what you get, Stan. That's the whole point of the challenge.
I did state that you could prime the model white.
You did.
And then you could use your 2 colors over it. Your primer coat doesn't count unless I can see it, and so I got to give some thought to, yeah, I can't let you do that.
Yep.
I can't let you do that. But then on the same argument can be made for black, that black lets you darken your colors by being the undercoat. So I guess I got to take a firm stance one way or the other, right?
Yep.
I can't fence sit on this. So what's the answer, Chris?
2 colors. That's what I typically say. I think you can prime your model, right? But I don't think the heart of the challenge is not to use your third color, right? To use the primer as a third color. The heart of the challenge is to use 2 colors, right?
I'll let you get away with priming white, but if I feel like you've used that as a cheat to make all of your colors brighter because you just glazed all your colors over white, then that'll be cheating. Right, so it's very specific. Same with black. If I get the feeling that you used only bright colors and you did black primer and you just glazed all your colors over black to get them really dark, I mean, that's a technique that we want to use, but the goal of this one and the spirit of this challenge is to make sure that you can get gradients built out of just using 2 colors, turning 2 colors into multiple colors, and picking your colors based on what you need in brightness and value, which is very difficult when you do not have the ability to add white and black or another dark and bright color that act as your tint, tone, and shade mixes. That's what we're going for here. So just remember that and play to the spirit of it. You'll be fine. So yeah, if you want to use white primer and leave that white showing in an area where you want to put your red down, right, then I think that works. Because you said that your other color is black, right? So I don't know if that fits your plan. If you were going to prime black and then just use red over the black primer, then that precludes you from doing what I'm saying, because you can't add white to that. You'd have to prime white, show us a picture of your model primed white, and then paint it all back in black where you wanted the black. But I'd be down for that. I think that could be cool.
Howmandu says, I've heard that there's some kind of affiliate with Monument and ColorForge. Is this true? And are they now using Pro Acryl?
Well, no, we run ColorForge North America.
Yes.
So ColorForge North America is a mark owned by Monument Hobbies. So I guess technically it's owned by ColorForge. Think of us as a franchisee of the ColorForge brand, and we do everything in North America for them. Yeah. So we buy all the product and send it over here. Our salespeople do all the sales. So if you have a store that buys ColorForge, they're buying it from the Monument Hobby sales team, things like that. Right. And of course ColorForge makes our primers as well. So
Plum Crunchy, yep, 2 colors. I can use them as filters to tint my model? ?
What's that?
Plum Crunchy, I've started on my mini for the challenge to clarify. As long as I only use my 2 colors, I can use them as a filter to tint my model.
What are you tinting? Because no, you can't. Right?
Oh, you mean as if it's
the model
primer.
At the end of the day can only show me those 2 colors. You cannot have, and the mix of those 2 colors. Right. I cannot see other colors that you have filtered those colors over the top of. So you can't use, a base of jade and then filter, brown and yellow over it. That's 3 colors. So just make sure you're following the spirit of the challenge and what the goal of the challenge is, right? The goal of the challenge is to get you, like I said, to be more comfortable with turning 2 colors into a lot more of a palette to use.
There you go. It's a challenge. That's the point.
All right, I think I got all the chips done. I think our stuff is probably good enough to start putting paint down there. Okay, so normally when I do the basing part, I will go in with a uniform coat for everything. If I have rocks and dirt and all that, I'll figure out something. In this case, I probably want to do...
Do you like doing black primer?
Let's do a brown.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Everything's already primed.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Or already painted.
Right.
Maybe not primed, but it's already all painted. I want to do... Yeah, I'm going to do no, not dark golden brown. Got the wrong one. Dark umber. We start with dark umber. Because we already have a lot of black brown. That's what the brown base is. It's kind of it's a little bit lighter black brown. And then the dark neutral gray. And then, of course, he's white, but the stone won't be brown anyway, so that's fine. We can put the brown over that. It'll just make it lighter color. And I like to do this in a way that is fairly sloppy and very wet. So I use a number 6 brush and do this more like a glaze. I'll give you an idea over the white here.
Yeah.
So just dark umber. And then when I put it over the top of this, you'll notice how thin it is, right? How much of that white still shows through to give you an idea of what consistency I'm painting over. So that I just get, this will all depend on what color is underneath it. If you would lay down snow as the texture you wanted to use on everything, then you might go heavier with it if you want to darken it up completely. But I like using a very thin, light coverage of the color over the terrain to start. And I will paint most of this with very wet, diluted colors as we go, so that they will have a good blended, almost like, not watercolor. That was what I was going to say. I don't know that I can say that they're like watercolor, but kind of. I can get some wet blending going, some color going in between, and have a lot of fun with it, right? Because I got dark gray here, I got black brown, so I'm just kind of squibbing it around. I'm not looking for 100% coverage. I'm just looking to get very wet paint into all these surfaces. So it'll go in there and, kind of squib over the top. I'm not caring if it's kind of patchwork and its brightness. It just gives the general hint of brown, because the way I look at natural surfaces, like even wood, dirt, is that it is never uniform in color, ever. Unless you're buying something that's been sifted and treated and all that stuff, maybe. But this will give it kind of a very, going as close as you can. Mm-hmm. Right, so this gives it a very non-uniform look. We'll have some of the gray poke through, some of the black-brown poke through. Some of that white will even lighten up some of the brown as we go. So it's not a worry for me.
And Rocco says, question, so there's no need to prime over the texture paste?
No, it's already got paint in it. The color is our normal Pro Acrylic paint. You don't have to prime over it at all. You can just paint right over the top of it. Right. It has a very heavy-duty resin in it, so it's already made to be an adhesive paint, and it gives you a rough texture, so it does everything a primer is intended to do without being called a primer. Right? Make sense? Because primers, what they're supposed to do is give tooth to the area, stick better than normal paint would to raw surfaces. Well, that's what this does too, because we just paint it right over a raw plastic base. And it already has color in it. So the primer is just a heavier duty resin that has better adhesion properties, so that it adheres better on raw surfaces like plastic, resin, metal, and that has pigment in it that's the same pigment as our normal paints to give it some color. And so this ticks all those boxes. It has the adhesive resin that's much stronger. Right? It has lots of texture to it that gives tooth, so that all the paint will grab onto it. But it also has pigment in it, so it's already pre-colored. Like we were talking earlier, you don't technically have to paint it at all, other than like dry brush some highlights over the top. If you just put down, brown fine and brown coarse basing material, then you could literally just go back and dry brush like light umber over it or olive flesh over it and get a pretty good result. You don't have to do much of anything if you don't want to. It makes it really lazy to have the colors already there, especially like on the red earth. If you're doing like Martian earth bases, just put that red earth down and then give it a quick dry brush of like Nova orange over the top, or khaki over the top. You're done. Like you're done. You don't have to do anything else. Again, just full brush loads of water into the paint here, so I get to extend it more. Because one of the things when painting bases, this is pretty big, right? We've determined this is the same base size. It's 85 mil. It's the same base size as a Redemptor Dreadnought in 40K. But it's a lot of surface to cover, and you will waste a lot of paint if you try to go through this and do it opaque. So anything you can do to use like the colored base coat of the texture paste as your real first coat will help. Not just spend oodles and oodles of time and paint getting this colored. And you see, I'm not really going for any kind of amazing style here. Just getting everything with a thin coat of brown on it. Don't care about brush direction. Just don't want to try my. I want to try my hardest to not get paint on the model, obviously. But I'm not worried about blends or anything like that on the surfaces here.
Commando Ken saying, are you going to use pigment powders on the fist or feet?
I might at the end. I always
Okay.
wait till the end and see what it looks like. We could.
That could be fun.
I think on big models like this, I'm less prone to because I airbrushed it in a panel manner. I have much more capability of giving myself the dirty look. And because I'm using browns for the earth tones right now, browns and grays and just standard rock, not something like Martian earth, right? Then I don't know that I will. We could just to show you how I would do it. I don't know that I would choose to do it from a, what I want it to look like standpoint, though.
No, Mandu, he's not doing a full green base like a traditional one. He's just going to do the rim.
No, I think those are horrible. I still get to meet you halfway on the horrible green base idea. I'll do the ring around the base green, but I'm not painting the top green. I wanted to put rocks on it. And that would not typically be the case if we were doing that. It would just be that light sand grit and then green on it. Which this is too big of a base to really do that, I think. They didn't have Redemptor Dread-sized bases back in the day when they were doing that nonsense. They hadn't figured out how to make metal models that big.
And Black Up is saying, are the rocks just pieces of bark or
Yeah.
actual rocks?
No, they're pieces of bark mulch. You got it in one. The best rock substance ever. Doesn't have the weight of real rock, so it won't want to fall off. You can super glue it on. I've used bark mulch ever since I found out there was a thing like bark mulch. I don't remember if a buddy showed me that or if I had seen that at GW working there. It was probably in that time frame, like Dave Taylor and the GW studio team or something showing me that, hey, look, if you take this, you can get it in huge quantities at Home Depot for free. One of my buddies would go to Home Depot, and where the bags of mulch have opened and fallen out on the floor, he would just go in and ask them, can I collect all that up for you? I use it for stuff. And they'd be like, yeah. And so he got all of it for free. Out in the garden center. It's always like out on the ground, just laying around. So never be afraid to ask. All they can say is no. You could get a lot of bark mulch for free, maybe, if you just go get handfuls of what's falling out of other people's bags. Because a lot of times at the Home Depot and stuff, they're sold in these big plastic bags that just tear and drip stuff out of them all the time.
Chunky Albert, thank you so much for that sub. Appreciate it. And for all of you who don't know, today is a giveaway day. Make sure you hit that link that comes up. You do not need to type anything. All you have to do is hit that link and fill out all that information.
That does what we wanted it to do.
And you only have to do it once a year.
All right. Now, typically what I do is I alternate back and forth between browns and grays. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to grab warm gray because I love it so much.
Warm gray.
Warm gray. It's a little bit brighter than the dark umber, of course. It brings in more earthy tones. You could use anything here. You know, you could move into like caramel browns, orange browns, whatever you want to do. But I like to alternate hues because, again, like I said, you know, when you are painting terrain, you know, you're not beholden to any particular colors because earth is all sorts of stuff, plant life, you know, in it. So it can have greens, certain types of stone, you know, with ferrous veins in them, can have rust colors in them, yellows, you name it, right? I'm going to go with a little bit thicker gray over the brown rock because I don't want the brown rock base to necessarily be gray or brown other than like maybe the ground dust coloring it.
Can you come up a little, Jason?
No, I was right where I needed to be.
You were out of frame.
I had to tilt the model, and that's going to happen sometimes. You're just going to have to deal with it.
I'm just doing it for the people.
Well, you're just going to have to deal with it.
You have to deal with it, chat. I'm sorry.
Deal with it, chat.
Black Wolf, all you have to do is actually hit this link. I know. I took that feature away from you. You do not do exclamation mark giveaway anymore.
Nope. Super simplified. It's a universal
I know you
entry.
like that.
You go enter once, hit all the things, go check it every now and then, make sure we haven't added any new ways to get entries. If you enter very early, you can go back and get more entries put under your name by going and following the Parabellum gang. All the conquest stuff. They've been great sports and helping out.
Little Billy says, Jason, if the names of your paints are based on the pigment they use, then the caramel series of paints should be edible. False.
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
I don't think that's how that works, Little Billy.
Plead the fifth.
Don't do that. Don't eat it.
I love that they're always trying to find a way, Chris.
Let them do it. Let's just turn a whole new leaf.
There was a whole day where Chris was like, "You just go ahead and eat it.
Give it a little lick. Give it a little taste, chat. Don't do that.
Don't do that."
I will continue to tell you what to do, but then I will purposely say something like, "Don't do that."
Don't do that.
We do not condone or encourage our customer base to viscerally consume the paint.
Viscerally consume.
Yeah.
What does a visceral consumption look like? Like the consumer beast?
Yes.
Is he viscerally consuming?
Rocco says, trick question. All the paints are edible. False.
Once. Everything's edible once.
I wouldn't do it. That's not saying much, but I wouldn't.
Hey, that's saying a lot, Chris. You're an upstanding citizen.
I'm 50-50. Some things are edible. Yes, Little Billy. Yes, they are once. You can't eat lava once. Well,
you can?
I guess you can.
You might not live to see the outcome.
I didn't make you do anything, Nicholas.
You can intake anything once. Let's say that. Right?
But that is the correct scoop to make a milkshake, says Syker. No, don't do that. Malev says, are we defining we're defining eating as just as put something in your mouth? Because how are you going to digest lava?
You got to swallow it. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to use the warm gray, very, very thin, and go over the top. So there's a ton of water on the brush right now. It'll be a lot brighter as we apply it than it will when it dries. Again, just kind of, not dry brushing, but I'm only really worried about it on the upper surfaces and not really poking it into the gritty spots, as you can see. And I'll go back and just keep loading up my brush with water so it's super thin, and it'll kind of drip down into the low spots, but it'll cling to the high spots pretty well. And basically just painting with the side of the brush. So my brush is like this on the base. So using the flat side of the brush, not much angle to it. That way it gets a lot of paint to cover a bigger, broader area as I go. Not really using the tip of the brush at all. Like I said, the key here is the paint is super wet. So it's not highly opaque. This will give you blended color even when you're dealing in darker earth tones like what we are. Set you up pretty well. Not going to shove it underneath the foot. We'll give the foot some shadow. Just squib that brush along. That's pretty good. A little outcrop of gravel that we put on top of this rock up there. There you go.
Yep.
And then as it dries, we've got a good grayish brown building up.
And you keep the underneath them for shadow?
Yeah, it just starts building up contrast on the textures that we have, because that's what dry brushing does, right? Is dry brushing leaves the deep spots dark and starts picking out the peaks. Dry brushing is much harder to determine how much paint goes on the top, so you typically wind up only making it look like it's 2 or maybe 3 colors.
Yeah.
This way you can use a lot more colors. So over the top of this, maybe we use like a green brown, something that's a little bit lighter. We could use caramel might be too light this go round. We could use caramel brown. Use caramel brown.
Okay. Why caramel brown?
I don't know, just a lighter brown. I'm alternating between browns and grays is the idea here.
That's pretty light. I like that choice.
So caramel brown. Again, we're going to be doing it very thin, so it will inherit a lot of the value from the colors underneath it. Again, just a fully loaded brush of... to give you an idea how much water I'm using, this is what the paint should be like.
So it's pretty thin.
Oh, super thin.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
taking
almost
a fully loaded brush of water and just going out to pull a tail of paint out.
Yeah.
It's like colored water, right? And the thing is, as you move up, normally you would want to take a lot of this liquid off of here, but I'm just going to go in over the top with it very, very thin and do my thing. Here I'm going to leave less of that in between the legs so I start getting that shadow put in there. Just tapping the brush around. You'll see it kind of, I don't know if the camera is going to pick it up as it does it, but the paint will just kind of seep into the low spots sometimes. But it'll do it randomly wherever there's big wet areas versus not. I'm not going to do the rocks this time.
I'm zoomed in here. I can see it a little bit better now.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. So you might see the paint just kind of go in the recess and then spread around. So it's very wet. And the wetter you go, the quicker you go. On a smaller base, this starts to wet blend probably, which can give you some really neat, somebody has mentioned in painterly kind of things happening in the past. So you can get that if you get this to start wet blending with the previous layer. The idea is, you know, you're glazing colors on terrain, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And each time I'm going and loading my brush up with more water, so it's getting more and more diluted as I go around, probably. Again, just painting with the side of the brush, so you'll see it just pick up on the high spots.
I guess it just dries lighter too. Yep.
Actually, as you can see over here, it dries darker.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so wet.
Right.
That's what you're going for. You're not trying for brightness. You're trying for color. And by diluting it so much as it dries, it just kind of turns into, you know, some amalgam of colors. And you can use whatever you want. This is the fun part of just playing around, right? You can, oh, I got to do it up here. I do have a little bit of outcrop of rock up here I need to hit.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, I like that. Because you're right, it is drying a little bit darker.
Oh yeah, because it's so
lighter.
wet. So it's going to, like I said, it's going to inherit the value of the paints underneath it, and it'll be only as bright as the gray was. and then of course the darkness of the brown, and it gives you kind of a weird, I don't know what that is. Chocolate chip cookie is what we're looking like here, except I don't want my chocolate chip cookies to have gray on them, but I may want to get in here and get a little bit of color on the high spots of the rock in between the legs, but not too much.
Yeah, I like that. Looks good.
No, we're still just playing around.
Yeah.
So after that, let me put the warm gray back.
Is this like a dry base you're going for? Like what kind of environment?
Yeah, like just dry dirt, not mud, because I'm not going to put mud up on his feet, right? So you got to think about what you want the model to look like. So I just think about it as just dirt and rock, barren world dirt and rock kind of stuff. Maybe brown gray would be cool. Beige gray could be kind of a neat move next. Might be the same. Right,
beige gray.
Let's do the bright brown gray.
Bright brown gray.
This one may not. That's not going to give us enough value. We're going to have to go to like bright warm. Bright neutral. Let's go bright neutral gray. Let's just go all the way.
You gonna thin it like you have been?
This one I won't thin as much. This one's going to be a little bit more particular in where I put it.
Yeah.
Because then we're going to do a lot of wash layering or other glazing with greens and oranges and things like that. So this one I don't want that much material. It might be just as thin, but I'm not going to flood the area with it, right? I want to be able to come here and have this act more like a dry brush to where I can just hit the high spots of things and not have it go into the recesses as much. And this is just playing with color, right? This is not what I would call some sort of, hand-me-down, age-old technique. This is just building up color the way I would paint. I liken this to the way I would paint clouds on a canvas, is the way it typically feels. Right? Because you're just kind of wisping the brush around, catching peaks. You're not creating shapes or volumes necessarily, but you are because, in this case, leaving the darker colors behind in the recesses gives us the volume, but it's really micro volume. I don't know if that's even a term because, you're talking about the texture of grains of dirt. But here, notice I'm not wanting to flood it. This is a bright color, right? Bright neutral gray can be used as a fake white in your painting. It's so bright. And so we don't want to go, because we know we're going to put washes back over the top of this, other, filtered colors, whether it's camel greens and things. We know we want to peak a little brightness on here.
Yeah.
But we don't want that brightness to flood inside any of the low spots like it did before. That's why you see me taking off and using my thumb palette so that when I put paint on here, it's not runny like it has been with all the other colors. And again, just using the side, treating it like a dry brush, but not pressing very hard. If you press hard like you would with a dry brush, because this paint is wet, it will dive into the low spots and mess up some of what you got going on here.
Right.
And then just keep building up like you want. You'll find you get all sorts of cool little miniature like craters like that.
Yeah.
That kind of show up out of nowhere.
And Ogre, he used several different kinds of basing textures. He used the fine, the coarse, and then the ultra fine.
Yeah, I started with brown fine.
Yep.
Right. Then I went to gray coarse. We did that today in just a couple of little areas, not on the whole thing, just in spots to give it dimension. So you'll have certain areas of the ground that look higher than others and coarser, obviously. And then I used our snow over the air quotes rocks here, the mulch, that smoothed them out. Made them less like the wood mulch that they are, the bark. Just gets rid of some of the texture. And again, keep most of your bright color out from between the legs. He has such a bulky torso that we want a lot of shadow in between his legs.
And T. Schmidt was saying, why did you use brown, gray, and snow instead of gray, gray, and cement since you're painting the texture?
Well, cement is not the same grit. It has more grit than snow. Right. So I would have used the snow because I wanted it to be the ultra fine. Right, it's called extra fine and ultra fine between the two, and they are different. So be careful with that. You'll get more grit out of concrete than you will with snow. Not by much, but visually when you paint over it, it makes a difference.
Nice.
That's looking pretty good. It looks like pre-mixed gravel. Like that stuff you had, right? It starts looking like the Kraut cover scenics or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's somewhere. Sand.
Yeah, it looks like sand of some sort. Just because it's all colored mixed in there, because you're just catching the peaks of all of that.
Nice.
We could go, I mean, because we're going to put washes on it, we could go even brighter now. So
okay.
I think something like bright ivory, I think would be good. Yeah, bright ivory works.
And you said what? I guess we'll see what wash you'll use.
I don't know. You never know.
Do you like to use a dark wash to blend your bases, or more of a lighter wash?
I think we'll probably use brown.
Okay.
Maybe what would be good first is the petroleum brown.
Okay.
It's neat because it has all these colors in it, you know?
Right.
So here I just want to pull this to peak some of these spots out towards the front, outside of the shadow of his body. Now we really are, you know, for all intent and purposes, dry brushing. Just kind of picking spots to poke some color in there. But you want to be a lot more sparse. The brighter you go. Something simple like that.
Nice.
Again, keep it out. Maybe these little rocks here make me want to pick them out a little bit. Maybe we have a little bit as we go in, retreat in there, but it fades out as we go in between his legs.
Okay.
This we want to let dry real quick.
Yeah. Your airbrush is still on if you need to.
Oh.
So when you go to wash, will you wash even the big rocks too?
I may.
You may?
I may, just to tie it in for that first layer. I typically go back and paint the rocks at the end.
Okay.
All right, what do we got here? I've got petroleum brown. Is that going to be my answer? I could do the brown gray too. They're both very good. I think petroleum brown. Yeah, let's do petroleum brown. We're going to blend a bunch of washes. We just run a bunch of washes on it. So
yeah,
I'm going to do the washes in a cup. They tend to dry a lot quicker as you thin them out, so I don't want to have that happen. We'll use quite a bit.
Yeah, I think the wash will be a fun tie-in.
And I'm just going to put a little bit of water in here. I don't want to thin it too much.
Okay.
Just a
little
maybe
bit.
This is I don't even think it's 1-to-1. I think this is probably 2-to-1 paint to water.
Can you show the camera there what the consistency looks like? Okay. Yeah.
So it's not flowing super watery, but it's more viscous or less viscous than the wash started as. So maybe you call that 1-to-1. I don't know. We'll see. I love petroleum brown wash because it's like oil. It's like dirty oil. When you do an oil change from your car, it's got crap in it. You don't want to.
I love petroleum brown. Probably it's
so
up
good.
there.
Look at that.
Yeah, petroleum brown is up there. It's my favorite mix with Noosh, petroleum brown, and transparent brown. I'll do 10 parts Noosh, 1 part petroleum brown.
Petroleum brown paint?
Yeah. Yeah. And then petroleum transparent brown for Nooshing.
And I'm just ladling it on here, folks. I want it to go into every recess it can get into. I'm not going to do the rocks. I tested it on the ground first, and I'm not going to do the rocks. I might have it just come up over the edge of the rock a little bit, but I'm not going to do the rocks on their own. It has too much of a yellowishness to it over these colors.
Yeah. What's going on, Jade?
Jade!
Yeah, this definitely ties it all in.
Again, like I said, I love painting things like, tree and dirt and rock because you're not limited in your color choice. Every color is on the table, even things you might not think about, in like quartz, you have pinks.
Yeah.
Right. So you can do all sorts of stuff if you want to do, a specific type of rock, but that doesn't make any kind of just generic paint job off limits. Do what you want. I love that you can just play with color. If it pushes it too far one way, say you put a green in it and you didn't want that, then put something else over it. Put another wash over it. As long as you still paint with contrast, meaning, that's why we did this bright neutral gray on here. Not because I want anything bright neutral gray, but because I want to have a peak value on the stone and texture on the base. And I don't want to paint white.
Yeah.
I still want it to be a color that, has an earthy tone to it. In that case, the grays. Or like the bright ivory, same thing. More of a yellowy, brownish, bright. And I'm just doing the same thing you've been seeing me doing, just squibbing it over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that, you probably don't want to do 11 layers of color on your line troops. If you just got dudes.
Yeah.
You probably don't want to go too crazy, but, you can.
It gets time consuming.
Yeah, it's just time consuming. You have to understand like what is the investment that you're looking to make, and then work to that investment. Don't put so much time into a base because the reward may not be good enough for the time.
Yeah.
So just always be thinking. This is a big model, right? And it's not part of an army. He's just a guy, just a fister on his own in the world. And so you want to give him hope. You want to give him some hope. The fisters.
Agrippa says, personally, I keep my bases very simple for troops. Yeah, I've found a really good basing for troops too, where I'll do basically the same thing, and sometimes I'll put like a couple pieces of aquarium gravel or just like broken up slate rock, but not much. I'm probably going to switch from I found slate rock myself, right? And probably switch over to bark mulch.
So we get a tremendous amount of cool texture going on here, that half of it is the actual texture paste and half of it is the colors we put on there and that just squibbing color around. Because some of this is not change in elevation. Some of this is just color banding, right? That makes it look like there's little changes in elevation on it. And some of it is deep, like this little crevice here is actually, a little crevice. Like that. That's starting to intrude too much into the yellow of the armor.
Okay.
So I'll make a decision to, move that in another direction.
How would you do that?
I like greens.
Oh.
Here.
Okay.
One of my favorite for this is either dark yellow green, I think is probably going to be a good one here. Yeah, dark yellow green is my choice. Dark camo green over the top of this would just, I think, not give you enough green. It would just turn into a brown. But dark yellow green here is going to be fun. And while the wash is still wet, I want to do this.
Mr. Pink, thank you so much for that sub. 3 months. We appreciate you.
So my wash is going to take a little bit longer to dry.
Is this to simulate moss or grass? What do you simulate with this? Or just earth?
I don't care. Earth. You tell me. I'm not an earth-tician. I'm not an earth-tician. So on this, right, I've got wet wash here. So if I go in and pop some of this green around, it's going to blend and kind of mush around with that earthy tone that we just put on. And I can just kind of do it in random locations. Again, I'm not doing brush strokes. I'm just poking color around, right?
Right.
Popping
Yeah.
close?
Yeah. It's just earth.
Right.
Could be a lot of different things.
So the wet blending effect that we're going to get out of this is going to be really cool. And you just want to make sure you don't have any areas that look like they were kind of purposely forgotten if you can avoid it. But very satisfying to see it kind of blur out into the browns as you hit the wet spots. Yeah, this is a lot of water. Right?
Yeah.
You see, very, very wet application of paint. Not something you would typically do. That's why I said it's kind of like playing with watercolor.
Right.
Because you're wanting the colors to bleed around. And you have to have it very wet if you want to get in these little cracks and crevices that are formed by the texture paste.
Right.
Remember, the texture paste with its dimension makes it hard to paint. Because you can't get into all the areas that the paste goes into. It has little micro textures and pits and areas that are very tough to paint if you don't let the paint be very wet and run where it needs to go. Right? That I'm starting to dig. That's suitably grungy. All right, we'll let that dry and we'll start doing some stuff on the rocks. The rocks. So we left off with warm gray on the rocks.
Right.
I think I like the idea of maybe some red gray.
Some red gray?
I don't know why. I don't have an answer for you. This is where you just get to play and look at your colors and be like, try that. This might be a great time to grab a color you don't ever use, you know?
The rocks are like that. You could do a bunch of different colors here.
Anything
truly.
you want, man. Anything you want.
Any brown, you could do like a green. You could do so much with it.
Yeah, right now we want to just build up some value, right? So we have this kind of mid-tone gray. This red gray might not be a great choice because it's not super bright in comparison. But I'm already seeing where the brown and the grays are playing. Popping close on this. Where the brown and the grays are playing, it kind of gives me a red-gray feel. So again, I'm gonna go in here, a little bit of water on the brush, not quite as much, right? This is more opaque. And this we're just gonna kind of go around, give it that natural texture. So maybe I just kind of stipple, but not really lifting the brush off the surface.
You come up a little bit. There it is.
Right where I'm at. Again, just kind of squibbing around. Don't create textures that you can see, like, you know, the brush making them, but don't feel like you got to paint with smooth brush strokes all the time either. Again, just kind of smack around. These natural shapes will take the paint off your brush in weird ways because the high spots will grab the paint first, and oh, it's squibbing. Banging the brush against the surface gives me a much more natural texture than if I was trying to do something thought out, right? Like painting checkerboards or something.
I like this choice of that.
It's interesting.
That red gray.
Kind of a fleshy pinkish.
It's almost like a. It does kind of look like the almost like sandstone, the base of sandstone, like red sandstone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like Sedona style.
Yeah, it has that terracotta feel.
Yeah,
almost, right?
Terracotta. That's the word I'm looking for.
Not quite warm enough for that because the gray still has it pretty cool. But... Right. What else would go good here? We could move into... I don't know why, but I like the idea of bright green blue.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't make excuses. I just make it up as I go. This I want to go back to doing very wet application of paint. So now I'm going to be this.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And more of a glaze.
Glaze over the rock.
Yeah.
Better Off Ted says looks like pink granite. Yeah. Uh-huh.
This I am putting over more of the surface, worried less about the creation of visual texture. I'm trying to just cover this surface and get this color into more of the highlights, not in the shadows necessarily, but treat it like a overall filter color. And notice that I try to get it even into the shadow areas if I can. Up on top at least, not on the sides. Gives it kind of a good milky light tone. I like that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I put so much paint on that rock, that is going to take a long time to dry.
Score Third says, I've got to tell you guys, I've been I'll be 41 on the 11th, and I had a bit of a midlife crisis of sorts. The stream, this community, this hobby, and the excitement you give me to paint and try out what I've learned from you has been incredibly helpful.
That's great.
Thank you to you, and thank you to this community. Sincerely, much love.
Thank you. That's awesome. I love it.
It definitely has got some very therapeutic tendencies.
Oh yeah.
It's a good reset.
I am going to dry brush a little bit here on the top of the rocks, not the base. Not the basing material. It's hard to say. Rocks. It's all rocks. I'm going to do it on the 2 rocks that are here. I still have some bright neutral gray out here, and I think that would be perfect over this. It may not be bright enough, but let's give it a shot and see. And not quite bright enough, but it'll do the job, I think. Maybe. That's really not bright enough. Yeah, it's kind of a waste.
What color was that again? That was
bright. This is bright neutral gray.
Oh, okay. So I guess
but
bright...
it's kind of not bright. It's doing the job. It's giving a very light highlight to it, but I was wanting something more contrast making, because this is the kind of highlight you want if this is an actual final detail.
Yeah.
But I'm still thinking of layering, like wash colors over the top of this. This would die.
What could go brighter? I mean, you're almost...
Well, I've got bright ivory over here too, so I can do that after this. This is good. I mean, this, I keep doing it because this may change my mind of wanting to put washes on it.
Yeah.
This may actually make it to where, I have what I need.
Mm-hmm.
So... I don't know. We'll see. Let's do a little bit of the bright ivory. The bright ivory brings, pulls us away from the neutral of the gray and into yellows. So this could be interesting. And it's going to be much brighter too. So this could give me what I'm looking for that final peak of color. That actually works pretty good. I like the idea of this really light, almost like concrete color on the rock.
It almost
with the
looks
subtle,
like
the
broken,
subtle pinks in it.
Looks
are
like
really
broken
cool.
concrete, right?
It has subtle pinks in it.
It looks like rubble, almost.
Almost. Yeah.
It could look like rubble.
Now the trick is, can I use this same thing to tie it all together? This is kind of wet still, I think. I need to try that.
The base?
Yeah, it's just still really wet. I have a lot. Either that or it's just broken all the matte off. No, it's still wet.
Well, you have been, you put a lot of paint on there.
Yeah. Oh, I floated it.
Yeah.
Those last 2 colors, the wash and the green, were floating. But the wet blend we got out of it is fantastic. So the browns and the greens just turned into a muddy color, which is great. Now we want to give, I think we could just do a bright dry brush over the top of that.
And just,
and call it a day.
Yeah.
Because it will hide a little bit of the brown and green. Anytime you do a dry brush over these textures, it's going to sink your colors back a layer.
Right.
And I think that works really, really well. What I may want to do, since I have a little bit of the green still here, is actually, because the green on the rock would be really rad.
Oh, just like a little...
But I have to get, that's going to have to be more water than paint by a long shot. Because, here's our stone color.
Yeah.
Right? And so if I go over it with something like that, that can be really good. Down along the base, you can imagine, I just kind of stipple along the base, because if we do have that kind of mossy feel on the ground...
Yeah, it's like creeping up.
Kind of come up and creep up into the stone.
Yeah.
So not all over it, but just to tie it into the ground, almost. Beat the devil out of it there. And like I said, this is not much color. At the end of the day, when it dries, you won't have a whole lot left of this. But across this bright gray surface, it should have some impact.
Right.
Yeah, that works pretty good. I have little ridges and stuff. Maybe I can sink a little bit in there. Yeah, that's kind of fun. A little bit of it right around where those rocks are because they have the green in it too, so you can imagine it kind of spreading out a little bit from there. Very subtle. I mean, when you're glazing like this or filtering like this, it, like I said, it's more water than color, right? And so when you're putting it on over darker colors especially, you're not going to see much of it at the end of the day. You can build it up and maybe get more out of it, but it's going to have just a hint at the end of the day. If you're not careful, you'll put it on here and think it looks rad, and then when it dries, it'll be gone because it doesn't have enough tint strength with all this water to survive the curing and actually holding color. But that looks way more natural.
Yeah.
To bring a little bit of that soil color up onto the rock in a way that's very loose, right?
Mm-hmm.
And feels natural. Like maybe it rains here, but the rain hadn't happened in a while, kind of a thing.
Yeah. I mean, it feels earthy, right?
Yeah. Well, and you go outside and everything kind of needs to tie together. If you're in and amongst soil, even in just your backyard, right? Oh, I'm wasting all my paint by not. I think this has to be dry.
It looks dry.
It has to be dry. I think we've just put so much wetness on it, we've broken the matting agent so that it's not really matte. I'm gonna go with that, and I'm gonna take olive flesh. I want here.
It's a good color, Jason.
Most certainly is. Running out of space. I put so many big plobs of color out today.
Yeah, I've got another one dipping. I'll change it out after this.
There we go.
Oh. Yeah. Really ties it in. Nice.
It ties it in pretty nice. And it'll still stand out because I got to be thinking about this the entire time that it is going to have to stand out against bright green rim instead of black.
Now,
so
Jason,
it's one of the reasons why I'm keeping it a little bit darker overall.
Lumberjack and Stan were like, man, don't do the green base. I was just about to say, you know what, Jason? This looks pretty good. Maybe you don't do a green base.
Now you see why we don't do green bases anymore.
I know. I am truthfully saying that right now. I think the green base is funny, but this is, I don't know. Maybe we don't defile it with a green base. I'm being genuine here, right?
Like, do it, coward.
No, I'm being serious. It looks great. I mean,
like, do it, coward.
Now our expert acrylic black, right? Beautiful hidden base.
Oh yeah, it's tremendous.
Oh yeah, or satin black. But I'm. You can do what you want, Jason. But maybe we do the green base another time.
Oh, look at that, chat.
What's that?
My, how the turn has tabled.
I do like the green base when it's all the green base. This, though, looks really good.
Panic Bomb says, I don't think it's it.
You don't think it's it?
Oh, it'll look like butt because it's going to bring a lot of contrast to the bottom of the base, which is why I hate painting bases in green. The black is there for a reason because you can see right now how it focuses everything. I've painted the base to pull the focus a little bit up from the black on the rim, and then the model takes precedent, right? Our brightness all comes up to the head, right?
Yeah. Hey, speaking of the head, I would go to the bathroom if I were you.
Uh-oh.
That's our 5-minute mark. Great segue, Jason.
Uh-oh.
Chat, thank you so much for understanding. I was wanting to capture a lot of those bits. Jason, can you sum up what you did here for us?
I don't even remember.
Perfect.
You're just going to have to watch the video.
There you go. There you go. Never mind. That's how the video ends. All right,
we alternated back and forth between browns and grays for the earthy tones. And then we finished that off with, I think the bright ivory was a good choice for the peaks on that.
Yeah.
Because it was a little bit of that yellowy tan flavor to it. Then we put the petroleum brown wash on it, and that brought a really rich kind of earthy yellow out of it. And so that was too much in line with the armor because yellow armor, orangey yellow ground, not as great. We want to keep the colors while, it makes sense that he'd be in that universe. We don't want to have it be too samey. So I put the dark yellow green as a glaze and let it wet blend with the wash. Right, so putting it very wet into wet wash, and so it watercolored. It going real close.
Yeah.
You'll notice you can't tell where the green was put on there. Right, there's no brush strokes. Right, it just bled into the brown. So you get this really nice kind of homogeneous feel from the greens and the browns. So when you wet blend on the base, it really gives it that earthy randomness, which I think is cool. And then, of course, we just dry brushed over the top of that and with the olive flesh, and did the olive flesh on the rock, too, just to tie it all together. The stones were just done the same way with that brown into the warm gray, and then we stopped. We didn't do the caramel brown or the green brown that we used on the earth. And just kept working it up into bright neutral gray. We used red gray on it, which gave it kind of a cool pinkish tone. Very subtle pinkish tone to it, which is neat.
Yeah.
And then the bright neutral gray, and finally the dry brush of the same olive flesh, and then use the same dark yellow green as a little bit of a filter there in like the recesses, so it ties the rock into the ground without being the same color.
Yeah.
I like it when the rocks are not the same color as the base and they look like, because when I walk around in Arizona, you can see red dirt into red mountain, and there's a coolness to that, and it has a story to tell. But I really like Colorado, where I can have this kind of feels like Colorado to me, where there's the grass. There's not grass. There's all of the pine needles on the ground.
Yeah.
Is that green, that evergreen needling on the ground gives it to where the ground has some green, but it's not from grass. And I feel like that's what we've captured here. There's green in the ground because it's either moss or it's something, fallen from the trees.
Yeah.
And then the rocks can be these nice gray Colorado Rockies kind of rocks. So I kind of dig that. That turned out pretty cool.
So what are you going to do with that rim?
I don't know. I could paint it green. We could take a picture, and then I could paint it black.
Paint it black.
Paint it black.
Honestly, satin black or carbon black.
Carbon black.
I freaking love carbon black. We'll do a goblin green base. Well, we already have.
All right. Too many people in chat are noticing that why do this? Why this is not the model to do it for the giggles now.
We do it for the
originally.
Meme. We do it for the meme, and because they did it on their website, but this one looks great. We do it for the meme. He won't do it.
I said I would.
No, he would.
Chat started voting against me, which is very odd.
Yes.
A couple of people have said, "Do it, coward." So that does sting.
No, I would agree with Lumberjack and a couple other people on this one. This one's not the time, and that's coming from me, chat. Oh, yeah, look at that.
It's a huge base rim too. So
I know. That's what I was saying.
That's why initially I was like, "Yeah, we'll do it green," because it'll be a great way to show you why you don't paint rims green, because it's so huge.
This is a great color, though. Do you just how much water you got on your brush when you're doing
just a little bit of dampness? I've wiped it off on the paper towel a couple times.
Yeah,
like 2 swipes on the paper towel.
Love that carbon black, man. It's just great for this. And after this, chat, once he finishes the base, we're going to do our giveaway.
Go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom.
That's a silly way you just did that there. I'm getting it all set up, chat. Hold. Oh boy, here we go.
What?
No, Lumberjack says you ain't cool if you don't pee your pants. Oh, unless you pee your pants. All right, I get it. Okay, everybody calm down. We're going to do a giveaway here, so go take your pee. Isn't that satisfying, Jason?
I mean, yeah. Usually because it means you finished a model.
That's kind of what...
literally the only thing that really gets me intrigued by the base rim part is that it means you're either done or very close to done. And I feel like that's great. It's like the slaying of the dragon when I finish a model. So
carbon black, man. It's just so good.
All of our colors are phenomenal. So it's really tough.
Yeah. Satin black.
I'm a big satin
awesome.
black fan on bases.
I love satin black.
You know?
Yep.
So. Sisters!
Congratulations, Jason.
Who does number 2 work for?
A great question.
Budamus Maximus, of course. And Space King. I don't want to. No free pub.
You've already done that.
I mean, I think this whole set of streams has been free pub for these guys, actually. Not that they need it. I think they have bajillions of followers, so it ain't like we're doing them a favor.
No.
We should send them photos and have them add the fisters into their canon.
You could. I'll take a photo of it.
We need to say, hey, we took the time to do this. Make the fisters a thing or else. Just do it like that. That'll get them to do it.
All right.
Fisters, and it has to be that the sergeant has a gold tooth.
That's right. They might do it. Who knows? I do have to clean the palette. I have another clean palette in the can.
There you go. We even did the base. We even did the base, chat. We did it all. I didn't highlight the rubber suit or the hands, so I have to do that with some gray. But
all right, Jason, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
So remind the people what they're winning, and I'll remind them.
This model, no.
No, they're winning.
I was going to do it in Goblin Green, and everybody else said no.
No, we were, but we've decided to.
I had people threaten me both ways in chat, so I don't know what to do.
Thank you, Jason, for offering. That's what we say, chat. Thank you, Jason, for offering, but we don't want you to have to do that. All right. So,
remind them what they're getting. You said they're getting 3 tubes.
Yeah.
They're getting one of each of the textures of our basing texture.
Brown
right?
fine.
Brown fine.
Extra. I'm sorry.
We'll give you whatever. We'll give you gray coarse and gray fine.
Yeah, there you go.
And then we'll give you snow.
Yep.
And we'll give you concrete too, because you should get all the textures. That's all 4 of the textures that we make. So that makes more sense. So you get all 4 of the texture styles that we make. There are more colors that we make. We'll give you all 4 of the textures. So you get coarse, fine, extra, and ultra.
Yep.
We're going to give you a Dauntless number 6 brush.
Number 5.
A lucky one, number 5, because they don't make a number 6 in Dauntless. And then this winner today is going to also get a random, unfortunately unlabeled, I believe. It might be labeled, I don't know.
By the time
one-step bottle.
Yeah.
Filled with paint. You will get the first ever one-step paint. Will go out the door to this person.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
So there you go.
Are you ready? The winner of today's giveaway
Oh, God, this one scares me.
is Tony Emerson.
Tony Emerson.
I'm watching all the chats.
Tony Emerson. Tony.
And we're going quick. If you're not here.
Tony Emerson. Bonnie says rig. I mean, we usually go through like 3 to 7 winners before we find somebody that's here. So.
And I see both YouTube. I see everybody. So. Going once.
Uh-oh. Tony Emerson, you got to speak up.
It's going.
Forever
We go
hold
quick.
We roll right
quick.
through it. I identify as Tony Emerson.
Plus, I have all the official information though, so you can't lie to me, chat. Tony. All right, going once.
Oh,
going twice.
Tony.
Going a third time. Done.
Oh.
Sorry, Tony.
Rip.
Unless you're here in the next couple seconds while I have to.
We do have to give it a chance for the delay wherever they want to be. So
that's true.
We'll give you another 20 seconds or so.
No, I can see you live. We give you enough time, Ogre, with the delay, even with YouTube. Going once more for Tony.
All right.
All right. Next. Next winner is Bill Leach.
Bill Leach.
Bill Leach.
Bill Each or Bill Leach?
It's Bill Leach.
Bill Leach?
Yes. It's spelled Tony.
It's spelled
Bill
Tony.
Leach. Bill Leach.
Bill Leach.
Are you out there? Nope, it's not Bleach.
It's not. It's Bleach?
It's Bill Leach.
I thought it was Little Billy.
No.
Little Billy Leach. That's hard to say. Why congratulate them before they answer? Tim, you're taking this too seriously.
Bill Leach. That's not my name, so next.
B. Leach, next.
All right, next. Sorry, Bill.
Bill Leach. Bill Leach.
This is how you weed it out.
Stop pooping.
Joshua Lowe is next.
Josh Lowe. You didn't even give us a drum roll.
Joshua Lowe.
He just picked that.
No. I've got an emulator. It goes through.
That. He just picked a name.
I did not. It was
Joshua
random.
Lowe.
Joshua Lowe. Do we know a Joshua Lowe?
Josh Lowe? Joshua Leach?
No, it's Joshua Lowe.
Edward
L-O.
Leach Josh? Joshua Lowe.
I feel like we know Joshua Lowe. I've seen that name.
Have you?
I have.
There you go.
All right, Joshua Lowe, we have to keep going.
Rob Lowe's lesser known cousin. Joshua. Just joshing. Wah, wah, wah. Josh said something about quitting and walking out. He's like, I'm done.
All right, I got to go.
Yeah, don't ever leave until the person actually says they're here. If you're here at the
guys.
first giveaway and you hear a name that isn't yours and you turn the stream off, you're doing it wrong. Because I can guarantee you we get through 6 or 7 people here.
All right, next one.
Bear Paw says, Josh told me I could have it.
Jordan Hirsch.
Jordan Hirsch.
Hirsch.
That is Hirsch.
That is
That's
a
how that's
Jordan
spelled.
Hirsch. Jordan Hirsch.
Jordan Hirsch. Jiminy Crickets. Moses Troll, is that you?
Moses Troll?
Moses Troll?
Is that you, Moses?
Jordan Hirsch. That
it
is
might
not,
be.
That is not Baby J.
No, it's not Baby J. Oh,
Hershey!
yeah, Hershey. We know Hershey.
Hershey!
Hershey.
Congratulations.
That's a big one, Hershey. Congratulations.
Jordan Hirsch, congrats. That was only 4 people this time.
That's right.
That's moving pretty good. I call that a win.
Hershey.
Hershey calls that a win.
That's right. Jordan Hirsch. Hey, Hershey, make sure you hop on our Discord
We
and you
found
message
one.
me. Message me directly.
Chat,
What?
It's a sad day.
Why are you sad?
It's sad because we will no longer be able to honor the Fisters.
I'm glad you had fun.
I had a blast with this model.
It's actually, it came out really cool.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, you know what? Maybe the green base doesn't do this guy justice because this guy's dope.
He turned out really good.
Hirsch.
It's been an absolute blast to paint him too, just
Hit me up
because
at
it's
Discord.
got, Arno Roche commented on the model and last night he's like, Slayer sword, Monty Sansevino level artist, and he was saying that he was really liking it. And I was like, you know what? This has been so fun because it's just big open areas to let your brush go crazy.
Yeah.
Which is very daunting for some people. They need the details to feel like their colors get broken up by detail so they don't have to focus on any one thing too much, which is great. But as you broaden out and you start saying, you know what, how can you turn something that is really nothing? These models this model is super basic. There's no detailing to this guy. So what do we do? We added some detailing with the freehanding. The chipping is really what did it. You notice that the way that we did the chipping with the sponge and the simple highlight on the chips is super simple way to break up visual openness on a model. So if you have, big dreadnought or something that just has big open panels and doesn't have any detail on there, chipping is a great way to do it. And it doesn't have to be overly kludgy. It doesn't have to be like Death Guard over the top. So, little bitty freckles of chips works really, really well to give you visual stimulation on those open areas. And then, of course, the freehand and stuff was really fun. So I had a blast painting him. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I had painting it. The mighty sons of Budamus Maximus. They are the Fisters. I love it. Treebeard. Yeah. He's got a gold tooth. Awkward is awesome. Muchos graciosos.
Chat, thank you so much for understanding. I was capturing a lot of those bits today. So if you have questions that we missed, either bring them back tomorrow. Bring them back tomorrow because we are here tomorrow as well. I wanted to capture all of that for you because I know you've all been asking me for a basing bit video. So I think that was good. I learned a lot.
Stan, I know where you live. Stop reminding me that it's almost the end of Q1. How silly is it that in 2 weeks we'll be at Adepticon?
It feels like it's been an eternity.
A little more than 2 weeks. But we have 2.5 weeks we'll be at Adepticon. What is that?
It feels like this first 3 months have been a year.
What is that? No. No.
Hey, El, thank you so much for that.
We haven't even done our 2025 taxes. So how can it be 2026 already?
I don't know, man.
We're picking this all up for a live stream from the con? Yes. We are trying to do a live stream from the con. We don't have all the details yet, so I don't promise that it'll happen because it seems like it's, I don't know. We'll talk to Hank and we'll try to put it all together. We'll see. It may be very ad hoc. It may be very on the fly, but we'll see if we can have it. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out and watching the birth of the Fisters.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. I've had a blast painting this one. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and having fun on the journey. I don't know what we'll be doing tomorrow. Other things. We have a bunch of them. Back to Conquest.
That's right.
So thanks so much. Congratulations to Hershey for the win. It'll be awesome. Elle will say, I'll crash the stream at Adepticon. You'll be invited. You can't crash if you're invited. There you go. See?
Maybe Jason should get on his Legion army.
Got him. Hey, I only have 2.5 weeks to finish that thing.
You go pretty quick with those. You've been using the one-step.
The one-step paints make it really simple. That's why I'm not freaking out, actually. But yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. If you're new around here, thanks for joining us. Make sure to hit the sub button or the follow button, whichever you see at your end of the world. We do this live Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monument Standard Time, right from Phoenix, Arizona. The land of no daylight savings. Remember, if daylight savings is coming up, it's the stream's going to start later for you, but it starts the same for us. It's always 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. MST.
I think that's going to be next week's graphic is like daylight savings on a tombstone.
It's just going to say same for us, different for you.
Same for us, different for you, chat.
But thanks so much for hanging out. Make sure to check all the links Chris put up in chat. Get some art supplies from monumenthobbies.com or monumenthobbies.eu. Go grab some paints, brushes, all the great stuff to slay that gray. We'd love to see you painting. Have some fun. Hang out here. Go to the Discord.
Yep.
We've got, nearly 7,000 amazing artists just like yourselves. Great community. Great place to hang out and get inspired. Share ideas, make friends, show off your food and dogs and all the great stuff. We'd love to see you over there too. And of course, come back here every day. We'd love to see you. So hang tight. Chris is going to find us somebody to raid. More hobby goodness as we go off into the night. What is today? Thursday?
I don't know.
Today's Thursday.
I
Off
think
in
so.
your Thursday night. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. We'll catch you back here tomorrow. Adios, guys.
Bye.